What's up, guys? What's going on? What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? What's going on? This is Bearded Man Chronicles, bringing you the best news on YouTube and across all social media platforms. Welcome to episode 25. As you guys know, I don't do this alone. So the first person I want to introduce to you guys is Shay. But before I bring up Shay, don't forget to share. Please share this live. If you on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Hit that bell so that you guys are notified when I drop new content. So, by further ado, let me introduce to you. She's no stranger. Just the lady of the hour, Miss Shay. What's up, baby?
Woo-hoo!
How you doing?
What's
Hey,
up now?
what's
Happy hump day. Ooh, happy hump day. Happy hump day.
Oh, what's going down? Because you got on red lipstick. Oh, Lord.
All day, every day, all day.
So, listen, let me introduce to you my guest for today's show. He's a guy that wears many, many hats. He's an apostle. He got a lot of stuff going on. He's going to tell you about it. I'm going to let him tell you about it. So listen, welcome Mr. RJ Williams to the show. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Welcome to the Bearded Man Chronicles. You ready for this?
Ready.
You ready? Okay, okay.
You ready, B? You ready, Jay?
So how's everybody Wednesday going?
Busy but good.
Okay.
Mine was
Okay.
busy today. I was extremely busy in the office, but I got through it. Yeah.
It don't matter. You here now. You here
Right.
now.
God.
All right. So what's up, good peoples? Please, if you guys got a question, be sure to drop it down in the comments. I appreciate you guys for coming and tuning in every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Before we go into today's content, I like to start off with an icebreaker. They don't know what I'm about to ask them. So y'all ready?
You going first, RJ?
Dun.
No, ladies first. Ladies first.
What's up, Yoko? What's up, cousin? How you doing? I hope you're feeling better. Love you. So, what is that one? Okay, we can probably sit on here for hours to tell all of the good things about ourselves, right? We can tell all about our accolades and everything, but what is that one characteristic that you wish you can change? And let's be honest with the people. You want me to start first?
Yeah.
All right. That one characteristic that I wish I can change is the fact that I have two that's really bothering me. I'm stubborn and I'm impatient. And I've been trying to, for 38 years, I've been trying to do better, especially with being stubborn. Sometimes, you can be in your feelings. And I don't know. I'm working on that. So, but if I could change something right away, it would be my stubbornness. Go ahead, lady of the hour. What about you?
I'm gonna probably have to go with I don't like to be told no. And I hate that I don't know. I don't like to accept no. So I get an attitude. I don't want to get an attitude. So yeah, that's my big thing. I don't like no.
Okay, so what about a slow yes?
Oh, of course I like any yes. It could be in Chinese.
Slow yes.
It can be in a language I don't even understand.
Okay, I can respect that.
Even if I know it's bad for me, and I hear no, I tend to be very upset with my girlfriend and not want to talk to her and kind of give her the silent treatment or, slam doors or kind of stomp a little harder, because she said no.
Or the fact that you're spoiled. But okay. RJ, what about you? What is that one characteristic you want to get rid of?
Well, this is something I've worked on. I've gotten much better on, but getting upset quickly. Getting upset.
Oh, so you ready? So you go from 0 to 20 in a minute, huh?
No, I don't. Now, the only way I do that if you disrespect me.
Gotcha.
Disrespect will cause 0 to 100.
Gotcha.
So, but that's something. It takes me a while to get there. Like I'll warn you about 4 or 5 times. Like, hey, now, all right.
Aries, what's your sign?
No, I'm a Taurus.
Oh man, Taurus the bull.
You're close. That's right.
Man.
If I love you and friendship or otherwise, but if you disrespect me, that's when you get the other side of me. So I've had to learn, you know what? Listen, it ain't even worth it. You can't make nobody do nothing. even if they are disrespecting you, you make the decision to move away or walk away.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I've been probably the last 3 years I've worked on, because like I said, I'm good. But if you disrespect me, that does something to me. So that part.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this. Now, I'm not a big astrology type person, but I do know a couple people. I have friends that's Tauruses. Why y'all so damn stubborn?
See, I don't think, well, I can only speak for me.
Right.
If I'm not stubborn, if I'm right, I'm stubborn. I'm going to be stubborn if I know I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is me. If we're in a relationship, if there's a certain way you can talk to me, you can get whatever you want. It's just as simple as that. I think we just have to feel respected, and we have to feel like we're heard. Because people always assume that all Tauruses are stubborn. If I know I'm right, I ain't budging. But if you have that rapport with me, I think we have very soft hearts. We just have rough exteriors. But if you come at me like, you're gonna get or you won't get nothing. But if you know how to talk to me, I'm very soft-hearted. You can get whatever you want from me. I love the people that I love.
Gotcha. All right. So, guys, again, welcome to episode 25. This show is for everybody, but particularly our single people. And this is best practices for just flirting and dating. I mean, you guys, listen, I know they got this thing called sexting, but I don't think sexting is the best way when you're trying to get to know a person. You know what I mean? I think people automatically say, you know what? I like this person. Let me send them something that I assume that they want. And people send nudes. So let me ask you guys this. Sending nudes up just off the back, how does that make you feel?
Okay, so I have to comment on this one. Well, today,
what's up, Rebirth?
Message. Okay, and Rebirth said, I don't like to be questioned. Single over here. I don't mind being questioned, but we'll definitely touch on that. With the comment you just made about nudes, I got a text message from a young lady that said, I enjoyed myself last night. That foot massage was amazing, right? So I instantly text back. She sent the picture of herself. I instantly text back and I said, I think you have I said you have the wrong number. And I gave her the emoji, the emoji face looking up. Because I knew I didn't know this lady. And I knew for a fact that wasn't me. Do you know I have a nude picture of her in my phone with her face and her body?
My Lord.
I'm talking about 100
my lamb
with her legs wide open. She took a picture of her entire body. I'm not lying. I have it on my phone right now.
Delete it.
Yeah.
But this
generation has no type of censor or care for their like bodies. It's almost kind of like you can't expose me. I'm gonna expose myself.
Right. This is like something I talked about on the few videos that I did. I don't know, because I've had people do it to me, and I've asked like, okay, what made you do that? That was my usually block. I'd be like, well, that's the first thing, block. But I said, what made you send that to me? Well, I have been watching you for a while, and I didn't know how to approach you, so I just said, let me just do it. So it's like some people, because one of the three things that I tell people: be tasteful, be tactful, and be confident.
Hold on, say that again. Y'all get a pen and papers for y'all single people. He is dropping some knowledge today, and even for y'all people in a relationship, maybe y'all can spruce it up. He said,
"Be tasteful.
Tasteful.
Be tasteful. Make sure you're treating someone in a respectful way. Even if you are attracted to someone, there's a way that you entreat them. There's a way that you let them know that you are interested in them. Be tactful. Make sure your language and your behavior is appropriate for the person that you're trying to talk to. Because I always share this: complimenting someone's body part as initial conversation is not a compliment; it's harassment.
So you're saying that's not a compliment?
No. If I'm just meeting you my first initial conversation is you. Dang, that booty fat. That's not a conversation. I don't know you, And I don't know where you're from. I don't know. So to me, if you say that to me, the first thing that you say, that's insulting to me. Start a conversation with someone. Start a conversation with simple things. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And then start a conversation with someone. So I think a lot of the times we don't know how to approach it because, like Shay said, our society is like, do whatever you want. It's like in your face. Blah, blah. It's like people don't know how to have a normal conversation with somebody.
So let me ask you this. So what if you look at the person's social media, right? Say if a young lady, all her pictures are kind of not really, she's provocative. Gotcha. So you don't think so you saying, hey baby, what if they, so you say, hey baby, I like your pictures and you got a nice rear end. You don't, so that's not tactful.
I don't think that's tactful because think about it. If you have a person, even if they are risque, one thing I also tell folks on my videos, what makes you stand out from anybody else? What makes you stand out? If someone is an attractive person, even if they're risque or whatever, if you're an attractive person, that's real talk. You get compliments all the time. So you telling me that my butt is big or whatever you see looks good is nothing different from one that my inbox is full of that. My DM is full of that. So if you're interested in me, do something that makes you stand out from the rest. So even though you may see risque pictures, if you're really trying to be with this person, go through their pictures and do some research, find out what they do. If you see they love to travel, then you come and say, hey, I love your pictures, beautiful. And I know that you travel a lot. You know, I've always wanted to go to London. I saw you were there. That's how you stand out from the rest because giving a blanket compliment, I mean, you're just like everybody else. People who are attractive get hit on all the time. So what makes you different? I'm not going to pay attention to you. What I'm going to do, if I acknowledge, I'm going to give you a thumbs up or a heart on your comment, if I do it all. Because that's what I got 1,500 other comments saying the same thing to me.
Okay, so hold on. Now, as you guys know, the 20th century dating is different. Everything is social media based, right? So if if I comment something and you heart something, to me, that gives me an inkling. Oh, okay, they interested. So you saying that, so it's a difference from a thumbs up. I feel like that's neutral. But when you heart something, it's like, oh, okay, I got a chance. You know, so is that yes, or am I reading too much into it?
I think it depends because I'll heart something. I may not be interested, but if I see that you've been nice to me, I'll heart it just to be endearing.
Okay.
Or I'll heart it if you heart mine. A lot of times you just kind of, if that person has always hearted your stuff, you just heart their stuff out of respect.
Because I hate thumbs up. Thumbs up, that's a pet peeve of mine. Do not thumbs up me. Oh, you're talking about something that makes me mad. Especially if I've been cordial to you, don't give me no thumbs up. And I usually say it like, what was that? Don't give me a thumbs up.
Because the thumbs up represent what? Nonchalantness, being nonchalant.
To me. I've had 2 people tell me that's not what they meant.
Tiff, what's up?
They just wanted to acknowledge it. But I'm like, don't thumbs up me because that means let me get you out the way. Just don't let you know I saw something bad. Or it's like, okay, you're not really that important. So I think with the heart thing, it could be neutral. And sometimes I try to, especially if someone's been hitting on you for a long time, and you like, they've been nice, but I don't want them to think that there's something different. So what I'll do, I'll heart once and then won't do it for a long time. Just to let them know I'm just being kind to you. Now, if I want you to know I'm interested, it's heart. You know
Tiffany said thumbs up is meh.
I agree.
Oh wow! But
she definitely watched what is it, the Emoji movies, because Matt was what's his name's daddy, and he was just plain. It was nothing exciting. If he won something, it was just meh. So
but again, I think social media is that thing that so before we jump into that, he dropped some knowledge. He said be tasteful, be tactful, and be, what's the other one?
Confident,
yes.
Okay, so y'all make sure y'all write that down. TTC, tasteful, tactful, and confident.
And don't let anybody mix confident up with cocky, because a lot of
different
times
things.
Explain that to us, though.
You think you are cocky when you're not cocky. You're just confident. And I had to realize that I had to stop getting offended, because a lot of people would say that I was very cocky. And I wasn't cocky. And I think that a lot of times in our community, for sure, when you're confident in who you are, you walk with, the ability to not feel like you are beneath anyone. You're
Right.
very knowledgeable of things, intelligent, articulate. People will twist that and say, oh, you think you all of that and you're cocky, and you're like, no, I'm confident.
Right.
So I think people need to understand it's okay to be confident.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I think that people have to understand this, and this is what I've learned. Confidence always illuminates insecurity.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, always, when there's someone who is not comfortable with themselves, your confidence will always magnify their insecurities, because my confidence intimidates you. So a lot of times people are not secure in themselves. Like I've had the people say that to me, oh, you're arrogant or you're cocky. And I'm neither one. I've had someone physically say to me, when you come in a room, you just act like you blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, she said, what she say? When you come in the room, it's like everybody's supposed to notice you. I'm 6'4", so you're going to notice me when I come in the room anyway. The issue is not that I'm cocky. The issue is that there's something about my confidence magnifies your insecurities. And I believe a lot of people, I talked about this last video, a lot of people overcompensate. Cockiness is a cover up for insecurity. Yeah, it's really not security. So like I say this all the time. Like I think I'm an attractive man. I can get whoever I want, but I don't walk in the room thinking everyone wants me. That's cocky. So if I want someone, I think I have the juice to get them. But I'm not walking the room like, hey, I know they want me. I'm not like, because I'm not everyone's type. But it doesn't mean that you're supposed to have low self-esteem because you're not everyone's type. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's a difference. Confidence is something that's inside, that you have an inward knowing, and you solidified who you are as a person. But when you're cocky people need attention. They want you to know that they're there. This person who said that to me, I didn't say anything. All I did was show up. And when I showed up, my confidence spoke for who I was. So that's how you can tell the difference.
So, okay. So the people in the comment are really agreeing with you. Tiff said confidence is so sexy. I feel that. Rebirth said true. Tiffany said you said that. Rebirth said, who is the gentleman speaking? Not like him. Speak. So listen, okay. Oftentimes, like you said, confidence and cockiness is different. So if somebody hits you up on a DM, how can you know the difference between, like, as far as flirting? How do you know if someone's being confident or just being cocky? What type of error that does a person give? Because I feel like that can be subjective, because I mean, if you know that you got it going on, I'm coming to you like that, but it can be taken different ways.
There's an approach to that. If I know, so the thing is, when you're confident, you don't have to say that you have it going on. You just be. Cockiness has to make an announcement. Cockiness always has to speak about itself.
Get your pen and paper, y'all. Say that again. Cockiness what?
Always makes an announcement. They're always talking about themselves, and what they're doing is they want you to see them in a certain light. So what they do is they steer the conversation with talking about themselves instead of trying to get to know you. Because the thing about it, if I'm interested in you, I'm going to ask questions about you, and I'm gonna let you ask questions about me. Right. So I don't need to sell. Confidence doesn't need to be sold. Cockiness does. Because like I said, cockiness is a cover up for insecurity. There's something in your life that you're not cool with, that you've overcompensated with an accomplishment, with your looks, or money. So when you find someone that's cocky, they always talk about themselves, or they don't ever give you a chance to talk about you.
But okay. All right. So let me ask you this. So the comments saying, well said. What's up, Nate, bro? What's going on? Zenoba, what's going on with you? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are on Facebook, please share this live. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More importantly, hit that bell. Okay. So so I'm single. So tell me, what am I doing wrong? Because I think I'm a very approachable individual. How should a person approach somebody? Because this is a social media world. This is the 20th century. It's no longer what they have back in the day. How was people dating? Just going to the club.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Oh, that
in person.
never happened.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So because of COVID, people still are
Right.
are really scared to
You
go
beat
to
up on them.
bars and event. How should you approach somebody that you like in their inbox or DM without coming off thirsty? How do you do that?
See, I think that that's something we need to stop worrying about.
Okay.
We need to stop worrying about coming off as thirsty.
Gotcha.
If you want somebody, men are natural. We go after what we want. So the thing about it is, if you're with somebody, if you're interested in somebody, I'm not worried about if you think I'm thirsty or not. If you think me being attentive and consistent with you is thirsty, then I'm done. So I'm not worried about what nobody's thinking about me if I'm pursuing you. My focus is getting you. So I think as a man or one, whatever you're trying to do, quit worrying about coming off thirsty. Go after what you want. Approach that person tactfully, tastefully, and confidently. Pursue that person and end it. See, I'm not worried about if you think I'm thirsty, because this generation doesn't know nothing about real, authentic connectivity with the person.
I agree.
I talked about that on my last video because I'll share it, because I see this with mostly women, that they'll get a man and they'll be like, girl, don't text him back for 2 hours. Because, if you text him back right away, that means you thirsty. And I was sharing on my video, this is social media. While you sitting there playing them dumb games, somebody done swooped and got your boo. Because you're not the only, people have to understand this. You're not the only person in my inbox. So while you sitting there taking the 2 hours, I chose to talk to you. I chose to make this connection with you. So while you sitting here playing the game about, I don't want to seem thirsty, sweetheart, I got 1,200 other messages that I'm passing up just to talk to you. So
Exactly.
I think it needs to be, and that's just real talk. You ain't got to worry about being thirsty. If someone thinks consistency, promptness, and engagement is thirsty, they're immature and you don't need that person.
Period. And I say, Tiffany said there is nothing wrong with applying a little bit of pressure to something you want. And she's exactly right, and nothing wrong.
Because when you are attractive, I say this all the time. Like I said, attractive people get hit on every day.
Yeah.
And I made a joke on my Facebook page. I was like, my inbox is like a Section 8 waiting list. You know what I'm saying? So if you getting attention, you better come on in here, because you're not the only person. And that's why I said before about doing something that makes you stand out above the rest. Because if you're in a space where you get, oh, you fine, oh, you sexy, or people do this dumb crap, put emojis under your eyes, under the stories instead of speaking. I would say use your words. Emoji is not communication.
So listen. So I think the emojis is like bait. Okay, so they like, if I heart it, I know he or she gonna say, oh, thank you for that. It's a bait. It's supposed to be like a baiting thing.
See, there's a difference between a heart and then you putting these eyeballs, all these eyes. See, there's stuff you do after you talk to somebody, and then there's stuff you do initially.
Right.
See, like I'm saying, if you're dealing with someone who's attractive or who gets attention, putting eyeballs under somebody's story, you're not gonna get no attention. I'm gonna move you right along.
But I think sometimes when they put like Kevin said, when they put the bait, the little bait, I call it bait. I think sometimes it's also to see if that person is even available, because sometimes you can be on somebody's page, they can be in a full-blown relationship, but not even post it on their social media because they're just not into, not soliciting, but putting it out there like that. So I think a lot of times they may just kind of do it just to see if you're going to get that feedback, and if not, then you're not so applying the pressure, as Tiffany said.
So, but what I'm saying to that, even so, because that's how people communicate. How many people get that and really pay attention to that? Like, how many, real talk, how many like that's really like, oh, they put fire emoji. No one's really like, that don't set you apart from nobody, because that's how everybody talks. Yeah. So if you are really trying to get somebody, I'm going to engage you. I may put a heart in my message at the end of my message, but everyone's putting the eyes on the thing. Everyone's putting a fire under it. Everyone's doing that. So how do I, as a person who is serious about getting someone, set myself apart from everybody else? Because it's common. I get it all the time. People, but I'm not thinking about you with no eyeballs, because you use your words. We are grown people. If you want something, talk. I remember growing up, and my cousin, he would come over to the house, and when he wanted something, he would never ask for it. Say if you were eating something, he would just do this. Just look at your food. And my dad would purposely not give him none. He said, I'm gonna wait till you ask.
Right.
So I feel like this generation, if you're dealing with someone who's serious, you got to do something that sets you apart from everybody else. Use your words. Talk.
I 100% agree with you. So what about the people who think, and I know being 38 that this is the wrong thing to do, but not a lot of people think this way. What if people say, you know what, I'm trying to get their attention. My best thing to do is send them a picture of something that of their best physical attribute, and that's where the nude come in at. That get the person's attention, right?
You can get people's attention, but is it good attention?
Mm-hmm.
Is that good attention? And then look on the other side of this. What is that saying to the person about you? Because that's so common. You don't let me know you a hoe. You nasty. That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm not the first person you don't send your booty to. I'm not the first person you sent that to. So the thing is, we have to think about number one, what is your objective? What are you trying to do? If you're dating somebody, what are you trying to do? The issue, if you're going to send a nude to someone initially, let's say the boom, boom, then what are you saying? Again, you're not the only person doing that. Mm-hmm. What is setting you apart? And what have you said to that person about you without actually saying it?
Right.
You have poor communication skills. You don't know how to talk. So I'm not going to really take that as a serious thing. I'm not going to really take that as something serious.
This is most of us men aren't going to come out and ask like that or be blunt.
Then you ain't ready to be with nobody then.
This is,
you ain't ready
but
to be
why
with
is that, love?
So, and that's what I wanted to ask Tiffany. What does she mean by, but why is that? And you can finish reading because I didn't understand.
Aaron said, LOL. We both said exactly. Sending news. Yeah.
If you're saying you're not, most men, the thing about it is, like I said, if you are interested in somebody, you got to get rid of that feeling of being rejected. You got to get rid of that. You got to stop, because that goes to my third point. Be confident. If you don't think you can pull them, leave them alone.
Hello.
Dang. Hey, listen, that was a word and a word. Say that again.
If you don't think you can pull them, leave them alone. What is the point of you approaching someone you think you can't get?
Wow. Dang, that's powerful in itself.
No sense. That makes no sense. So if you do that and the person responds, what you gonna say? You ain't think you had a shot in the first place. So you gonna make yourself look horrible. And even though you may be a great person, they'll never, ever see it. And this goes with things I did in my last video. Start working on the stuff about yourself that you need to change.
Exactly. Yes.
It's not okay to be, I don't know, I'm nervous. You got to work on that, because ain't nobody got time to decipher your hieroglyphics about what you're really trying to say to them. You have to be able to convey your words properly. You have to be able to speak properly, because I was talking to this young lady a while ago and I complimented her and she never said anything, just started the conversation. I complimented her again. So I said, did you hear me say that you're beautiful? She said, well, yeah, I get comfortable when people compliment me, so I didn't know what to say. I said, well, that made me feel like you were rude. And I said, from this point on, I will never compliment you again. You now you ruining something because you ain't ready. You're not ready for that. So if a man, if you want something, people, whatever, because I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman approaching a man. If you want something, go after it. I remember this in high school. This girl says, I think you're handsome, but I don't like dark-skinned brothers. I wasn't offended by that.
Because everybody got a type.
I'm not your preference doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. And so I think a lot of people deal with rejection issues and they won't pursue the person that they want because I'm not worried about what you think about me. If I want you, I'm focused on that. The worst thing you could say is no. And your no does not denote who I am, or it makes me insecure or less than. Everyone has a preference. So if you're gonna go into the dating world, you got to be confident in yourself. You can't be scared of rejection. No one likes rejection, but you can't be walking around here telling, well, I'm going to say something too, but I don't know what to say. Because insecurity speaks loud. And no woman wants somebody that they can't know that wants them. They want to know that, okay, I'm the prize, or they want me, they're interested. All that timid stuff ain't going to get you, because the thing about it is, how has this been working for you? Has it worked? If it ain't, it's time to do something different.
Yep.
So Tiff said, he said that most men aren't that blunt, and I'm asking him, why aren't men that blunt?
I don't think there's one answer to it. I think there's some people are shy by nature. I used to be shy by nature. I mean, I could be in a room full of people, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'd be so quiet. So I had to start working on speaking out because that wasn't getting me anywhere. So most men, it's in our nature to pursue. It's in my nature to pursue. So you have to develop those skills, just like a job. You got to develop those skills that are necessary for you to get what you want. Because I've heard this from women a lot, that men they play games and they have to basically steer the man into, okay, what are you trying to say to me? You know, and I feel like don't nobody have, especially when you get past a certain age, if you get past that 30, 35 mark, anybody got time to be doing the ring around the rosy.
Yes.
We understand what you're talking about. And if you don't know what you're saying, I'm not going to try to decipher what you're saying. And so I think men, if you want somebody, or even women, if you want somebody, let them know you want them. There's a way to do it that's tactful and tasteful. There's a way to do it where you don't just put it all up front. You gradually get to know them. Let them know there's interest. Be consistent with them. If you talk to them today and you haven't spoken to them wait till the afternoon, give them good afternoon. I've been thinking about you. I really enjoyed our conversation. Can't wait to see you or talk to you soon.
I kind of agree with what Nate just said. He said he agreed, but a lot of men still don't want to be rejected. You know what? I guess I look at it like this. Listen, put your best foot forward. Say what you're gonna say, and I'm one of those type of guys. I don't take things personal. I'm of the mindset to know that, hey, I'm not everybody type. I don't know why I'm not, but I'm not everybody type, and I do.
Hey, remember RJ when you said cocky? And don't mix it. We never mix it with him. It's always cocky.
No, I'm just messing with y'all. I'm just messing with you guys.
We'll talk after the show.
But no, I'm of the mindset to know I'm not everybody's type or preference. So if I say something to you, you kind of know. You kind of know how the messages is going. But the only thing also that I don't like about this whole 20th century dating, it kills your interpersonal skills, because then when you do say, okay, I'm interested, and you send a message, send your number, then they doing the same thing that they doing on the app. I'm sending you my number so that I can talk to get to know you. We DM and back and forth on Instagram, social, Facebook, or whatever social media platform. I didn't give you my number to do the same thing. I gave you my number, or I was hoping that you gave me your number so that we can have an adult conversation, so that we can talk. Do you personally feel that this whole social media thing that we on kind of kills people interpersonal skills? Because when you talk on the phone with people, it's like, damn, like you really have to pull teeth for them to say hello. But I think the texting game killed everything. What's your perspective on that?
He's frozen.
Oh, he doing a mannequin challenge.
You're RJ. You're really choppy. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I think we're having some technical difficulties.
And I will read the comments. Nathan said, I agree, but a lot of men still don't want to be rejected. He also said, Tiffany said, who in life wants to be rejected? And Nathan said 100% no one.
We can't see you, RJ. You might have to come back and come back in. No one. All right. So RJ's having just a little technical difficulty. Oh, he's back.
He's gone.
Oh, not allegedly. So my thing is, Shay, let me ask you this. Hold on one second. I think we add him to the show. All right, we got him.
Yeah,
back.
I don't know what's going on. I feel like I said this on my last video. Same thing. If someone gives you their number, they don't want to continue to text. They want to talk to you. Mm-hmm. They want to get to know you. So I feel like I said, you can't conform to this social media world. You can't worry about that. You have to go after what you want. If we keep worrying about, people don't do this, you can't be timid and be a hunter at the same time. You're going to stop.
Say that again, man. See, you keep dropping like these little nuggets and these words. You know what I mean? Say that again. You can't be a hunter and be timid at the same time.
If I go hunting, I'm going to come back. I'm going to get something. That's why I'm there. So whatever it takes me to get there, I'm not going there to come back hungry. So if that means I got to get on the ground, I may have to run through some water, whatever I got to do to get what I'm looking for. So if we keep worrying about people, one of the little tricks I told them to do, especially with guys. If you talking to somebody, you trying to get them to move a little, send them a voice note. Get their voice, like, just want to let you know I'm feeling you and wait to talk to you. That gets them. Let them know that I'm ready to move to the next step. Okay. And give them your phone number or vice versa. And when you get it, use the number. Talk.
So if you've been texting somebody and then they start sending a voice message, does that mean that they interested, or they just tired of typing, they driving?
I would say it's interested. I'll speak for me. If I send you a voice note, I'm connecting, because I ain't finna waste. I'm not finna switch up levels of communication if I'm not interested. There's no point of that. I'm not going to go from texting to voice notes, because if I'm not interested, I don't care how I communicate with you, because I really don't want you communicating with me. So it really doesn't matter. So I feel like if someone is sending you a voice note, that is a sign that they're trying to go to the next step, the next stage. So I think if you're trying to pursue somebody, let all this thirsty rejection, you got to let all this stuff go. You have to let it go. You have to be confident in yourself. Confident in yourself. When you're confident in yourself, go after the person that you want. I said this is comical, but it's true. I've seen some people who have faces that only Jesus loves get some beautiful people. I'm just telling you the gospel truth. There's some photos I'd be looking like, Jesus Christ. But you know what made them stand out? Confidence.
And confidence.
When you look at Faith Evans and Biggie Smalls was, I'll just say he had a face. He had a face. He had a face.
But his swag and his confidence and swag can get people.
That's what Faith says. His swag and his confidence.
Yeah.
And that's what sets you apart. I know attractive people who ain't gonna never have nobody because they're not confident.
Okay. So going back to the comments, Nate said, I think the texting game hurt and helped the dating game. Tiffany said, that's so true. She said she's a texter, and she said my wife is a talker. Their depth has to be compromised. Rebirth said, I'm not a phone person. I'd rather talk in person, but I will talk on the phone, and texting is okay. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't like texting. You know why? Because the minute somebody say something wrong, we take that text and we put whatever spin that we feel that text is, which, how do you put a feeling on a text message? I'm old school. I'm a phone person. Nowadays, you can FaceTime, you can Duo, you can call on Instagram. So there's no reason, because of the social media, that we can't have, even though we might be out of state, where we couldn't have a personal conversation just like this, but that texting game, I'm horrible at texting.
I think texting is more so kind of like for younger people. To me, when I met my girlfriend, it was literally later on that day we met online. Later on that day, I wanted to FaceTime. First of all, I wanted to look and see, did she look like she looked in her pictures?
Come on, catfish.
Secondly, I wanted to know if she had the personality that matched her text messages. Because whether you believe it or not, someone can have a great conversation through text. And when I say shitty conversation, when you guys are talking,
really?
So I wanted to know that. And I literally went and met her because she lived in another state. I met her in 15 days. Why? I wanted to make sure her body looked like it said it looked in those pictures.
Real talk.
I wanted to make sure she had swag. I wanted to make sure her car was okay, whether she was in a rental or if it was really her car. It was things that I just wanted to know. Because me personally, I'm not getting no younger. I don't want to waste my time. I'm trying to shoot straight from the gun. Like, let's get this party started so I can weed you out if you a waste of time.
Absolutely. And I think that if you are a texter or a talker, you have to communicate that up front. Because what I have seen this too, nobody's responsible to understand what you did not communicate.
Yeah.
Nobody's responsible to understand what you did not communicate. So a lot of times people, they call me and I won't answer the phone because I'm a texter. You didn't up front say, well, you know what? I don't really like talking on the phone that much. I prefer texting. You have to communicate those things so there'll be no miscommunication. And like me, the same, if I'm interested in you, I want to FaceTime you. I want to talk to you. I want to see your face. I don't mind texting if we can't talk, but if we're communicating, I want to talk to you. I want to be doing work and FaceTime you, even though we ain't talking. I want to see your face, So I think we just have to communicate that, because if you, because I have a friend who was dealing with that. She had a person who.
You're doing the mannequin challenge again.
Rebuke you.
Okay, he back.
Come on back in, peoples.
Have your way, Lord. You see how the devil try to come in and steal, kill, steal, and destroy. We're gonna have you come back, RJ, because you froze. You're doing a mannequin challenge. You're doing a good job at it though, because you've been froze for a minute. All right, you're back.
Right. So I think that you have to communicate what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, so there'll be no miscommunication. So you can't tell somebody that because I've had the situation, I've known other people, you ain't text in 3 or 4 days, and then you come back to them some, hey boo, where you been?
Guess what? I'm writing you off.
Well, where you been at? And so I said, you have to make sure that you have humility. Say, hey, you know what? Something came up. Please forgive me for not communicating with you. Blah, 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 blah. You can't assume, well, because a person said to me, well, you didn't ask what was going on with me. I shouldn't have to ask what's going on with you. You stop talking to me. It's your job to communicate and say, hey, at this point, something happened in my family. Something happened on my job. You have to communicate those things. And that can go into a whole other thing. If you act like that, you don't need to be trying to date nobody. You moody. Yes. You don't like to talk. Stay by yourself. Anybody got time to play games with you? We talking good, and all of a sudden you go ghost for 3 weeks because you just had a whole bunch of pressure and you didn't feel like talking. So you saw me texting you and you didn't respond.
Yeah.
And then we start dealing with you based on how you dealt with us. Now you got an attitude with us. Yep. No, ma'am, no, sir. So I think you got to communicate. If you're not a texter, say that. So then I'll know to call you because I don't know you that well. So I'm trying to make sure I'm not disturbing you as well. I don't know if you can take calls at your job or what.
Yeah.
You touched on something because Shay and I, we always have this conversation. Communication is essential. However, I do feel like social media and this whole social media thing has killed a lot of people social media skills. And I think because there are, yesteryear, you didn't have everything at the exposure of your hand. You know what I mean? Like it was really kind of hard to either you went out to a club or you was lucky enough they had a little piece of money and you had internet. Because remember, everybody didn't have internet when it first came out. Right. You had a little piece of money to have internet. You was waiting in the mail, waiting for AOL to send you that 700 hour. Yeah, wait for you to send that 700 hour free Wi-Fi thing. So too funny. I think because so many people there's so many things exposed to you, in the palm of your hand. I think a lot of people have options, which is okay. The thing is, you have to effectively communicate that. Like if I'm dating somebody and interested, I'm gonna ask you, so how many other people you talk to? Are we? I want to know. I know it's the control freak in me a little bit. That is, but I also want to know because I need to know how to position myself in your life. I'm not doing all that. May the best man win.
RJ. Come on, tell us.
Go ahead, RJ.
I'm just trying to see I'm trying to see how soon you doing this because the issue with that is you're gonna come across as controlling and they ain't gonna be bothered with that. And I shared this with in my last video. Dating is shopping, and you're one of the people that I talked about. I have a friend like you. When he talks to one person, he don't talk to nobody else. That he gives them all of their attention, and that's not a bad thing. But you can't hold everyone to that. That's because you do.
Gotcha.
And that doesn't make them a whore. Doesn't make them bad. Dating is shopping. So I'm not going to stop talking to the people I'm talking to after 30 days of talking to you. I still don't know your name.
But to me, they're different levels because getting to know somebody and dating is 2 different things.
See, there's the talking stage. And I think
that people get that confused.
They do. See, people like him who have that old school. Listen, we feeling about to let's get married. That right there, which is nothing wrong with that. But you also have to be realistic. Everyone's not like you.
Yes.
And it may take somebody a longer time. Like, I'll be honest, I fall in love quickly. I know that about myself. But I've had to learn to pull back and say, you know what? Because truthfully, this is how I am. If I'm talking to you, I don't care how many people you're talking to. I could care less about that.
Really?
Why would I? You're not my person yet. So my focus is, because the truth is, tell me what difference is that going to make? Either they're going to lie They'll lie and say, I'm only talking to you, and still be talking to 15 other people.
Yeah.
If you're not in a committed relationship and you have not got to the space where y'all are serious, it's none of your business.
Yes.
None of your business at all.
I think it's a distraction anyway.
I'm a bad dater then.
And that's the thing, you have to let that go, because like I said, my friend, he probably gonna be single till Jesus come. Because he said, well, I said, what happened to the person you talking? Well, I found that she was talking to 2 other people. I said, well, y'all in a relationship? No, but we talk every day. She's not your girlfriend. She doesn't owe you no explanation unless y'all have become serious and you have made it known that, you know what, I'm at a space. You got to communicate these things. Okay. You got to be able to say, you know what, I'm really feeling you. And at this point, I don't want to be with anybody else. And how do you feel about that? And you have to be okay with that person. And you make the decision. A lot of times what we do is we want other people to make decisions for us. If you know that you're a person who wants that, then you have to say that up front and say, hey, I know I've been talking to you for about 3-4 months now. I'm starting to have real feelings for you.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take this to the next level. Are you? Because at that point, you all are getting to know each other. And like I said, dating is shopping. This person is trying. So you're the person, I'm locked in on you. Don't nobody else exist but you. Somebody else try to flirt with you. You're probably like, I'm really talking to somebody. Really, you really just ain't really nothing. And you can't be upset with somebody else because they're keeping their options open, because they're trying to figure out which one is the right fit for them. And so you have to communicate that. If I had some person we were dating a while ago for 2 weeks, she was like, are you dating anybody? Are you talking to anybody else? Do you talk to anybody else the way you talk to me? I said, yes. She got offended.
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm giving you all my attention. That was your choice. I didn't ask for all that. I'm not worried about you. I didn't ask who you were talking to, because in my brain, this is how my brain works, I'm already assuming that you're talking to somebody else because I'm not your man. I don't expect you to stop talking to everyone else just because you just started talking to me. I'm not going to ask you if you were out with anybody. I'm not going to ask you that you go out to anybody. If I text you or call you, don't answer, I'm not going to be, where were you? None of that. Until you become mine, I have no right to that information.
All right, did you write that down, KJ? Did you write that down?
Listen, I wrote it down and took a picture.
I think it's some deliverance. I think a little purge.
When I say he's scribbling in circles, hold your book up. Hold your book up.
Because look, you're worrying about the wrong thing. You're not enjoying the dating process. Your mind should be enjoying that person, getting to know them, and they getting to know you. It's common sense that you're not the only person in the world that they've spoken to. So just like you got their attention, somebody else did.
See, that's I think most people and this is, and so when I say this, I don't want it to get misconstrued. When I say controlling, mean that I'm used to having control of certain things. So unless you tell me we exclusive, I don't like that dating. I always say I'm a horrible dater. I'm a good mate, but I'm a horrible dater, because until I know I got something exclusively, that exclusive word is the magic word. Exclusively means you and I don't like, I hate the dating process, because again, like you said, it's not just me, it's them. And it's like, may the best man win, may the best woman win. And that's a damn headache for me.
That's with anything. You start a job, you working that job, you making good money. You ain't vested yet. Somebody call you with a better opportunity. Like, hey, we will match what they're giving you. You just started that 6 months ago.
Yep.
You ain't gonna tell me you ain't gonna look at that. Now you've been there 5 years. You got a 10-year in there. You got your 4-way. That's gonna be like, no, I'm good. There's hope. You built enough rapport. You say, okay, I can advance here. I can retire here, because you made a commitment that I'm going to stay with this. It's the same way with dating. So you can only control yourself. You can't control people. So the thing is, I think you miss out on the joy of dating, trying to wife and husband people up after 30 days.
Yep. Because
if you look at the track record, most times they don't go too well anyway, because you find out that they're not the person that they showed you that they were in those 30, 60 days. So you keep repeating that same cycle when it needs to be understood that there's something about you that needs to change. Like I said with myself, I fall in love quickly. So I had to learn to pull back, still be myself, but make sure that I was pacing myself and not giving too much to something. I could be in love with you and not tell you yet, because it's not the proper time. And I know that certain thing that may freak somebody out. So I have to learn to just pace myself, enjoy the process, enjoy if they don't text today, don't whatever, and I have to learn to talk to myself. And then
say it again. Say it one more. Say it slow. RJ, you talking too fast. Say it slow for the people up top.
No, say it for the people in the back.
In the back, you got to pace yourself and enjoy the dating process, because the thing about it is you have to know yourself. Know yourself. Stop thinking everyone's like you. Everyone doesn't owe you.
Okay. I can respect that.
Clapping thing at when you hear the people in the audience say, hey.
And so I have to. So I think that it's important to enjoy that person, because I dated someone who was like, it was like every 5 seconds I had to keep saying, "Whoa, what? Wait, we're not even on that yet."
But doesn't that show a person that you serious or no, or does that make a person run?
To a degree, you got to know.
Yes.
Okay, we dating 3 months. We talking for 3 months. Prime example. We go out. Oh, that would be nice, even though if we had that together. You moving too far. You're moving too far. Even if you think it, don't say it. Because me being present and consistent is showing you that I'm serious.
You say even if you think it, don't say it.
Don't say it. You got to know the timing of something. Because the thing about it is like I said, I know me. I fall in love quickly. So I had to learn to pace myself. And even if I thought certain things, I wouldn't say them. Not because they were wrong, because I learned I own my feelings. But I had to also realize what that could say to the other person. What could that mean to the other person?
One question though, did it take you time to get to where you are now, or have you always been this way?
It took me time. It didn't take me long, because after certain things keep happening, like, okay, let me start. I'm one of those people. Let's change this because this ain't working.
So for the audience perspective, you're saying, don't move too fast, be patient, all these good things. What can you feed us, the audience, the panel, to teach those who are in the dating realm how to kind of pull back and not move so fast? Yeah. What helped you to be able to do that? You
have to, number one, recognize where you have the flaw. You got to recognize it. If you see a cycle, you in order to break the cycle, you must recognize the pattern. So you have to start.
In order to break the cycle, you must recognize the pattern. I got it.
Okay.
So I got married very young. I got married when I was 20.
Okay.
Worst decision I ever made in my life. My Lord, regret it to this day. Okay.
How long was you guys married?
6 years.
Okay.
But I had to, how I got into those situations, because I think the ministry part of me, the healer part of me, I'm attracted to the needs in other people.
So you're attracted to the neediness of people.
I know how to become whatever you need me to be without losing me.
So you felt like she was needy and you was attracted to that because you felt like you could save her.
I wanted her to, if you told me someone broke your heart, I'm gonna make sure that you never have to worry about that with me. So what I did, opposites attract. So what I had to learn was give them opportunity to show them what they can do for you, and you not always being that person, because it didn't work well for me. Because the thing is, you train people not really subconsciously, not knowing that you don't need anything. So they don't give you nothing. So I'm always running to your stuff. And when they won't even give time to see what you need. So I had to start changing that and pulling back from not being true to myself, but growing in a space where I knew that change needed to be made. Because if my outcome is not favorable to me, there needs to be a change on my part. So I had to learn to say, you know what? I was dating this girl, and I called my friend. I said, tell me what I need to do here. Because I felt myself going into that same pattern. She lived out of town. She actually lived in Michigan. And I traveled a lot for ministry. I traveled and sing. So I was like making time for her. I was traveling. I wouldn't get on the train. But I realized, I called one of my exes. I said, because we're still friends. I said, tell me what I need to do differently. What happened with us? And she said, well, you never showed me that you needed anything from me. So I had to stop. She said, because the girl was going through financially when she had 2 children. And so I'm like trying to help her out and da-da-da-da. And she says, no. This time, see if she's going to offer to pay for you.
Wow.
Just be quiet for a minute.
So being too independent can ultimately put you in a not the greatest place.
Absolutely, because the thing about it is you have to learn to master your emotion.
Because
you have to learn to master you, and you have to get to know which is important before you start dating anybody. Learn yourself, find out what your things are. So now I'm able to be with somebody, talk to someone, and pace myself at the same time. Like I said, I'm not going to not be me, because I could be madly in love with you. Like it's 60 days. I'm in love. I'm in love with you. That's the truth. I'm in love. But I know how to make sure that I gradually bring that person along with me for the journey and don't bum rush them. Because sometimes, especially if a person checks all of your boxes, in your mind, this is it. I'm through. I ain't looking no more. But you don't know, this person may have past issues. You may look like the same, because most people have a type. You may look like the same dude she was with last time, or vice versa. And she's like, okay, let me check you out. So you got to just go along with the motion of enjoying each other and enjoying it. Now I may get off the phone and say, God dog it, I love you. But I'm not going to tell you that.
So you said, tell it to your friend and tell it to yourself.
Exactly.
But don't
pace yourself.
Even if you feel that, don't say it.
Pace yourself.
All right, let me go to the comments, man. We might have to do a part 2 to this. Tiff said, exactly. Dating is a process, an experience that should be enjoyed.
Enjoy it.
Yoko said, for me, the best way to start a relationship is by friendship first, meaning no expectations, just hanging out and getting to know each other. Okay, I like that one, cuz.
Yeah, that's building. You have to build. You have to build with the person. You build and getting to know them, establish this friendship.
Auntie, this is my aunt. She said, unfortunately, people want to be committed too soon and jump into a relationship so quickly.
Come on, Auntie.
Auntie, that's your nephew.
It was a mess.
I'm gonna change, Auntie.
AJ is married. Listen, RJ, he will call me and he will be like, girl, guess what? And I'm like, what? He's like, I'm in love.
She exaggerating, man. She exaggerating.
And you probably like, again.
But you know what? It's
I don't want to hear nothing.
Listen.
But there's nothing wrong with that. That's how you are. But just learn to pace yourself and give opportunity, for you to enjoy the process of dating. Enjoy that person and getting to know the person.
Everybody saying they love you, RJ. They said you on point. He's a teacher for sure.
Too.
Yeah. So listen. So okay, that's interesting. So you said take your time.
Pace yourself. Enjoy getting to know that person. And they may be everything you want, but then because what happens with people? Because I used to be that person. We overlook stuff that we should be seeing as red flags.
Yep.
Because you check all the other boxes, because listen, and I can tell by you're probably a giver. So givers don't really look at what they can get. They're only coming in and looking at what they can do. So if that person shows them something that's not good, they're going to overcompensate for it instead of holding them accountable for it and seeing it as something bad. You're going to look at it as a benefit of the doubt. Well, they said it was going to call me back 3 times, talking to a week. Well, you know what? Something may have happened. They call you back. You may be mad for a minute. Then you're like, hey, babe, hey, I missed you.
Nah,
you forget all of that. Instead of saying, hey, wait, let's do this. So when you take your time, you're able to see clearly. You're able to say, I was talking to this person a while ago. Everything was, I'm like, ooh, this is it right here. Like, I'm feeling this. And they did one thing. I said, okay. Yeah, that right there, which was a red flag for me. Something I would have looked over previously. But in conversation, I found out, yeah, that ain't gonna work for me. And when you do that, you actually find out what works for yourself, because you got to come into a relationship or dating somebody with standards and saying what ain't gonna work too. And people who have that heart, most of the time, that's not what we do. We come in, we can fix it. Love is never gonna be enough. And people don't agree with that, but love ain't always enough. You got to have compatibility. You got to have communication. You got to have all this, because I know people to this day that are in love with their ex and they're divorced because they couldn't work. So love alone ain't it. You got to have a whole bunch of other stuff that's connected to that to make that work. So in the dating process, number one, get to know yourself. That's the first person you need to start dating, is yourself.
That's such a cliche statement, though.
It is.
When you say get to know yourself, when you said, first of all, the first question is getting to know yourself. Is that a different definition for everyone?
I think the method is different, but I think the definition is the same. I think that everyone gets to know themselves in different ways. My way may not be your way, but I think, like I'll say, I got married young. So I've always been a confident person to a degree. But when I got divorced, I really didn't know what I liked because I got married at 20. I never looked at anyone and said, you know what, I had just the basics. You had to have this, that, little, but I never knew. I want a person that's a foodie. I want a person that's adventurous. I want a person that loves to cook because I cook. I married someone who did not cook. So I have to learn that I'm never doing that again. I want somebody who can cook like somebody's grandma, period. That ain't even no discussion. If I'm going to date you, you must know how to cook. Must. But before that, I didn't have any of those standards. I only thought about what I could do for them. I only thought about how I can make themselves better. So I had to start going out to dinner by myself. That was difficult because I would go and see people out to dinner and be like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for this poor child just sitting there. Now that I'm single, I go to the movies by myself. I go to town by myself. But I had to grow into that. I had to grow into discover, RJ, what do you like? And stop just being open to anyone that's nice and check someone. But I didn't have a list. You need a list. It ain't got to be crazy, but you need to have a list of something that you want in a person. What do you want? There's nothing wrong with deciding what you want. Find out what do you like to do by yourself. What do I like to do? Because once you're in that space where you know you, that anyone else that comes into your life is going to have to fit to the life you've already made for you. So when you have those parameters and those things set in place, the person must fit. But when you don't have those things, they can come any type of shape and you just glue them in, just smash them in there, trying to make it work. You have to start making sure. I found out I love jazz. I found out I enjoy traveling by myself. I found out that I enjoyed sushi. Had never tried it before. I found out that I needed someone who loves to serve. I'm an alpha male. So I need somebody who wants to serve, that enjoys serving me. I'll do the same in return, but I need someone who enjoys taking care of me. So these are things I didn't know about myself because I never thought about it. So now I know what I'm looking for instead of just throwing the ball and just say, whoever it hit, if they nice and sweet and cute, we can talk.
So listen, so at what point during the getting to know, I guess, phase, because what I'm realizing, you have so many phases before you get to the relationship. You got, I'm getting to know, to we're dating, now we're dating exclusively, and now we're in relationship. But to me, once it become exclusive, that what that's saying to me is, I'm not seeing anybody else. You're not seeing anybody else. Why not skip that phase and jump into a relationship? I'm confused. Like that part I'm confused about, because exclusively, we exclusive to each other. So essentially that's a relationship. So I guess I'm confused about that. And then this is another thing I'm confused. I know so many people who's been in a relationship for a lot of years, 4 or 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And when I asked them, hey, are you going to marry this person? They say, no, I'm not marriage material. So I'm confused. Like, help me understand why is there so many people who are in relationships? Now we getting off the single people. We talk about y'all people in a relationship now. Why is there so many people in relationships that's been in relationships for a period of time, but say, no, I can't marry them because I'm not ready? I'm confused why you say you're not ready, and y'all already lived together and building together and all this stuff. Why is people afraid of that M word, marriage?
I don't think there's one answer to that.
Okay.
I've seen people, I've talked to people, being a pastor, I've talked to people, members of the church, like, okay, why y'all been shacking up for 5 years? And the guy was like, well, I'm scared of marriage, because they never saw a marriage work.
Yep.
So in their brain, once I make it official, it's going to go sour.
Yep.
And if I don't get married, I have an out. That because it comes with marriage, we get a divorce, you can take half of my pension, depending on what state you live in. I got to pay you alimony. It's a whole bunch of stuff that people consider. Or some people are not, people don't talk about it, but some people are not meant to be married.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, I ain't talking to the saints. I ain't telling y'all to shack up now. Now, listen to what I'm telling you. I'm just telling you, some people are just not married to. But if you and the person have a understanding of what y'all doing, I ain't got to know what it is.
I think experience too throws you off. I got married a couple years back, and it went really bad. Her and I are divorced now, and I'm in a new relationship, and I'm actually happy. But I'm not pressed about being married because my experience wasn't the best.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, marriage doesn't mean anything to me. I just felt like, if I get married, will it cause the relationship that we have to somehow be weird? Yeah. So I'm not saying that, I'm against it, but I'm not pressed about it. If I get married again, cool. If we don't get married, I don't really give a shit.
So experience and trauma. Trauma has some things too. Like, I don't want to give myself. Yeah. I have a friend right now who was married for a number of years, got divorced. His wife is a demon. She took half his pension. Wow. Just being vindictive. He was a good man to her, didn't have to do any of that. She didn't have to do none of the stuff she did. Didn't have to take anything to court. He gave to her all the time. Even when they're divorced, built her a house. They weren't even married anymore, but just being nasty and greedy. So he's like, I'll never get married again. I'll never trust anybody. I'll never work this hard and have to share my money with someone again. So experience, trauma. So like I said, I don't think it's one answer to that. Right. But the thing is, if whatever works for you, works for you. I am a believer in marriage, but the world is different. If it works for you, works for you. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I think that, to me, it don't make sense because it's like, hey, y'all been living together for 10 years and then because y'all married, real talk, you just don't have the paperwork, you know, but it goes to what we're saying. Some people have saw every time someone get in a serious relationship, it goes bad, I swear. And so some people just say, I'm gonna play it safe and I'm just gonna let things go how they go, and some people also are afraid of putting pressure on the other person. Some people do want it, but they're like, if I say it, maybe I'll lose them. So I don't want to say it. I don't want to put any pressure. If things is going, we have a good thing going. So she ain't mentioned it. He ain't mentioned it. So let's just go with the flow instead of trying to make it something it's not.
Right. So, wow. Go ahead.
No, Marge said, what's up?
Oh, what's going on, Marge? How you doing? Guys, please don't forget to share this live. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. More importantly, hit that bell. So, it's past our time. Dang, the time went by so fast, man. So what we normally do is we kind of leave the people with something, our last words. So Shay, what can you tell the people?
Listen, you gave me so many great pointers. Even though I'm in a relationship, I think the good thing about what all the stuff that you said, I can apply that to my career. When you said, if you don't think you can do it, leave it alone. Going into a different realm of my career, I can apply it to that. About the hunter, again, I can apply that to my personal life. I can apply that to different things. So I believe that, relationships take work, whether you getting to know somebody, whether you in a marriage, whether you in a relationship, all of those things take you dedication and effort and putting the time in. You go get what you get out of it. So I appreciate all of the nuggets that you dropped, RJ. They were really, great food.
Thank you.
RJ, what you gonna leave the people with?
I would leave everyone with do the work it takes to become the person you want to be. So many times we jump into the dating pool and we're not okay with us. Mm-hmm. And we bring insecurities, trauma, baggage into stuff that we're not ready for. Desire versus capacity. Make sure you're actually ready for what you want and not just wanting it. Because having desire doesn't build the capacity for it. So work on yourself. Anything about yourself that you are not happy with, I even said this cosmetically, physically, that you can change, get it done. Because a lot of people don't date because I'm too heavy or I got a gap, whatever. If you don't like it, fix it. Because nobody has time to babysit your insecurities. Amen. Get to know yourself. Take the time to get yourself together. Be the person that you want. Be the person that you want. So if you want a person who has all these check boxes, make sure you check all the boxes. Work on yourself.
Amen. That was a good word. I want to go back to the comments real quick because I think this Tiff said something important. She said, because people see marriages as a destination and not a journey. And I believe that's very factual. Um, I'm gonna just tell people I know it's hard, especially for the controlling people. When I say controlling, y'all don't use that word controlling as a negative connotation. It just means that like I'm a person that's always been in control of my life and in control of things.
You
And when
desire
things
security.
there you go. And when things are outside of
Don't
that,
fix it for him, RJ. Fix
and when,
it, okay? Don't fix it for him.
and when things outside of that, it makes things difficult. But just take your time because if the person for you, they're gonna be for you. Just enjoy dating. And that's the thing I'm trying to experience. I don't think I ever really enjoy dating. It's like, okay, I'm dating, and then once we get to that level of relationship, then okay, that's because I always say I'm a better mate than a dater because I feel like I'm not gonna give everything at once and I'm not yours. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give you this things that I would do in a relationship. I'm not gonna do. Just enjoy yourself, date. I mean, if you have to date exclusively or date multiple people or whatever, whatever for you. That's the thing. Date how you feel as such, but make sure you communicate that with the other person. It's imperative that you communicate that with the other person so that the other person not thinking it's one thing and then it's not. So that brings us to the end of the show. RJ, tell us where they can find you, what you got going on so to help the people to let the people know where to follow you.
Okay, you can follow me on all social media at Facebook is RJ Williams. Instagram is Sir RJW. TikTok, same thing. I have my own clothing brand called Faith Up. I don't know if y'all can see it up here. All right. Faith Up. So I have hats. I have Faith Up for her. I have Faith Up for kids. We have hats, fitness, Faith Up Fitness. So it's rjwilliams.org. rjwilliams.org. You can go to my website and also have a single out. You can get it on all digital outlets. RJ Williams. CD Baby.
So you sing?
Yeah, I sing.
Oh, well, you got to take us out with a little song before you leave here, RJ. You got to take us out with a little run or something. Y'all, we going to close off the show. So as soon as RJ finish running, it's going to close out.
Is it rjwilliams.org, you said? Okay.
Yeah. Look, well, since we've been talking about love, let's do a little piece of this music. Love, so many things I want to tell you. But I'm afraid I don't know how, 'cause it's a possibility that you look at me differently, love. Whoa. That's all I'm gonna give y'all.
All right, y'all. He gave us a piece. Hey, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy that. Make sure you follow him. Thank you guys for coming and support us every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to tell a friend. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Facebook, you already know what to do. I need for you guys to share this live. Till next time, we love you. And guess what? We out. Peace out.